on our way to look at the park forest exhibit at the Smithsonian Museum of History and Technology. And to get to park forest, you have to go through Chicago. Recreated train station, car, CPA Metropolitan Transit car, the real one. Talk about Chicago in the 1950s and the L trains, elevated railway, elevated trains. Here's the L station. Railroad car again. No, don't do that. Typical ironwork. Okay, now here we're getting into the park forest area. We better leave Chicago. The collage of Chicago pictures. A little bit more about Chicago. The automobile in the city. It shows one of the major thoroughfares at Laramie Avenue. Now we're into Park Forest. We're going to spend a little more time here. There's a Norman Rockwell illustration. Black family moving into Park Forest about 1967 from Look magazine. Up here, these two pictures are widely published already. I've seen these in many places. The coffee pot lady and the kids in the tot lot. Now let's look at the signs. Park Forest is designed with curving streets, slow traffic, and create intimate neighborhoods. Well, I guess that worked pretty well. Here's some of the signage. After World War II, well, you can read it yourself. Okay? Read it better than I can. Here's an aerial view of Park Forest, and it says it's 1952, and it talks about Phil Klesnick and how he was instrumental in founding Park Forest. And here's a typical auto court, the kind I lived in the early 1950s. Park Forest was literally built around the family car. And these are auto courts. Curved streets again. Here's a typical auto court. I don't know exactly which one this is. I suppose we could find out. Here's the famous shopping center, the Plaza, about 1955. And some of the slogans right here. And then some more serious text from the marketing brochure. Let's see, that's the marketing brochure. Here's an aerial view of the Plaza Park Forest about 1955. And it tells you all about it here. Courtesy of the Park Forest Public Library. A little bit about suburban family life. You can read that if you wish. Here's another very highly publicized picture of people getting off the train. Commuters returning from Chicago on the IC at Park Forest in 1954. My father is probably in this picture, although he must be way in the background because he took a train in every day and out every day. into the loop, about 30 miles. You didn't want to drive it. There are a lot of little towns on the way, like Blue Island. I have no idea why they called it Blue. Someday somebody will tell me. And the caption to that picture up there of the coffee pot lady is called the Coffee Clutch 1954. This is interesting. 1/3 of Park Forest wives were college educated, but few worked outside the home. Most women met over coffee, etc. My mother was in a bridge group, played bridge most every day. Okay, and you saw the kids in the tot lot. This is the caption for that. This is the caption for the volleyball game in an unpaved auto court about 1950. How about that? I didn't know auto courts were still unpaved in 1950, but there you go. There's the proof. Diversity in the suburbs. And Park Forest is not officially segregated. However, developers gave preference to white World War II veterans with families. And it wasn't really integrated until 1959, 10 years after it was founded. And here's a nice little picture of a supposedly typical family. Let's see. Here's returning, building the backyard barbecue. There you go. He's building the backyard barbecue. I never saw one of these when I lived there. I wonder if it was not allowed at that time. Here's a letter to Park Forest Village employees, circa 1959, about integration issues, the Social Action Committee. This is something I haven't seen or heard of before. Instructions to village employees for answering questions with respect to local residents of members of the Negro race. And it tells you all about it here. You can probably find this online, but I'm going to do it here so that you can read the whole thing if you like. Okay? Want to do it again? All right. Let's do it again. Signed by nobody. Brave souls didn't want to sign that. Here are 2 African American residents, the Robinsons, about year 2000. And here's their home about 1994. And a little word about them. The Robinsons. There you go. Now let's see what they have down in the display cases down here. The book, you probably heard about The Organization Man by William White Jr. You can still get it and read it. It talks about Park Forest. Here's Suburban Critics. William White was for it, and Betty Friedan was against it in The Feminine Mystique. So she wasn't in favor of places like Park Forest. Why? I don't know. I haven't read the book. But I guess one of these days I'll do it. Well, we'll back up and pan this area again. And you can see. Please don't touch it. See what not to touch in a minute. See, there's this sign changes depending upon what angle you look at it. Or I think it changes. I think it's computerized. I think it's digital. Because it had a different thing on it when I walked by a little while ago. So it must be a plasma screen or something. I don't know. I'll walk over here and see if it changes. Yeah, that's what it is. It's one of those that's got, you know, 2 images, and here's one, and you look at a different angle, it's got another one. So here's the other one. All right, let's pan over and see what we saw This is all stuff we just saw. Now let's look at the opposite side that has a nice Woody, looks like probably a 57 Ford Woody wagon. Well, it's got 55 plates on it, so maybe they're supposed to tell me it's a 55. I'd love to find out that was a mistake, because this is like at least a 56 Ford, but what do I know? I haven't looked at these in a while. If it's a 56 Ford with 55 plates on it, then this guy should be getting a ticket, I think. A beautiful condition, emerald green Woody wagon, Ford, with a child mannequin standing beside. Okay, let's walk around the corner. Nice old cars and stuff over there, motorcycles, but they're not part of this Park Forest exhibit, so we're not going to do that. Okay, this is a country Squire. As soon as I get home, I'm going to find out what year it really is. But sure looks like a 56 to me. Maybe they didn't have a big enough collection of plates. You think? Okay. Let's go back and look at the sign. There's a map activity up there. Chicago and suburbs, Chicago and Park Forest, Illinois. The sprawling metropolis. Get up close enough so you can read that. And then they talked about traffic problems in red. It's from the Cook County map by Sidwell Studio, Clearview Maps of Chicago. These are all over the Library of Congress. More map down there. And you can get a translation of this if you like. Let's do my second favorite language is Deutsch. There you go. So if you guys out there are Germans, here you go.
Look at this, that's a new basketball, but they spray painted it.
And there's another one.
Look at that.
That's it. Here's the Woody wagon again. A little girl with blue ribbon in her hair. Everything else on her is white. You have the blue ribbon. I get blue trousers. Great. Pretty girl. Moving in. This is still part of the Park Forest. Oh, we got to get the sign. There's a big first public offering real estate sign up there. To get yourself a 2-bedroom native stone and brick home, price between $12,500 and $13,600 or so. There you go. Little pedal car, balloon tire bike, made by Schwinn. Okay, let's look at moving in. Moving in. After hardships and deprivations, etc., etc. There you go. Read that. And here's an ad for American Community Builders. For Park Forest Homes. Closer. Every day is moving day. New individual homes for sale. Advertising. Well, here's the ad we just saw up on the wall, but you can read a little more of it right here. Oh. Here is Moving Day Park Forest, about 1950. An old moving truck. Moving Day Park Forest, about 1950. You can read it. And then here's a Country Squire station wagon, 1955. I was wrong. That was a later one. And a Schwinn Panther bike, 1953. See that? Little girl. And here's a couple moving boxes. The tops overlap in typical moving van guy style. Good enough to get it from one place to another. And a television set. Must be a 1950s style. I don't know what year that is. And this looks like it's the end of it because these really don't pertain to Part 4. It's a jump rope, a marble, and a lunchbox, but there you go. And then they got something on riding the bus, but again, that's not Part 4, that's other stuff. Bye now.